Long ago, beside a wide river in Nigeria, lived a humble fisherman named Oke. His home was small, his heart was kind, and every morning he greeted the rising sun with hope. Before the birds could sing, Oke lifted his fishing net over his shoulder and walked down the dusty path toward the river. At the water's edge, his small wooden canoe waited, worn by the years, but steady as his faith. Each day, Oak pushed his canoe into the calm river and cast his net with strong, patient hands. But day after day, his nets came up empty. No fish, no food, only silence, and the sound of wind across the water. One morning, when hunger growled in his belly, Oke pulled in his net and gasped. Tangled inside was a golden comb, glimmering like sunlight beneath the waves. The next day, the river gave him a coral bracelet, red and bright like ripe palm fruit. On the third day, a pearl necklace sparkled in his net, shining softly like seeds of the moon. Oke sat in his canoe at sunset, staring at the treasures. "These are not mine," he whispered. "But whose could they be?" As he watched, the river began to ripple with strange shimmering light, as if it had heard his question. Then a voice rose from the water. "Fisherman, return what belongs to me." The river parted with a glow. From its depths emerged a woman, radiant, graceful, glowing like moonlight on water. It was Adaku, daughter of the River King. Oke bowed so low his forehead nearly touched the canoe. "My princess," he said softly, "forgive me. I did not know these treasures were yours." He lifted his hands and offered her the golden comb, the coral bracelet, and the pearl necklace. Adaku smiled gently. "You are honest and kind. For that, the river shall bless you." She waved her hand over his net, and it filled instantly with shining fish, more than he had ever caught before. Then she placed a woven calabash basket into his hands. It glowed with a soft blue light. "This is the river's gift," she said. "Open it with gratitude and it will feed you always." Oke returned home with joy, the glowing basket cradled close to his chest. Children followed him through the village, laughing and pointing in wonder. When he opened the basket before his family, a delicious smell filled the air. Hot rice, spicy stew, and golden plantains, enough to feed everyone. Oke and his wife, Ijoma, shared the food with every hungry child who came to their door. Soon, the whole village was celebrating, singing by the river, their bellies full, their hearts warm. Beside Oke, Ijoma smiled proudly. "Your kindness has made our home rich," she whispered. But not everyone rejoiced. The proud village chief watched from afar, jealousy burning in his heart. "Break me that basket," he ordered. "A leader should hold such power, not a poor fisherman." When Oke placed the basket before him, the chief snatched it and tore the lid open greedily. But instead of food, thick black mud gushed out, flooding the ground and swallowing his fine robes. The villagers screamed and ran as the mud rose higher, until Oke knelt, placed his palm gently on the basket, and whispered, "Thank you." Instantly, the mud sank away. The chief sat trembling, covered in mud, his pride washed away. He bowed his head before Oke and the people. That evening, as the sun bled gold into the river, Adaku returned once more. She stood upon the glowing water and placed a luminous pearl in Oke's hand. "This pearl will remind you," she said, "that the river gives to grateful hearts and takes from greedy ones." Oke lived long and peacefully. His nets were never empty. His village was never hungry. And so, the story of Oke and the River Princess reminds us: honesty brings blessings, gratitude keeps them, and greed turns them to mud.
Thank you for listening to the story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. We love discovering new tales, so we could recreate them. So, if you know a story from your culture, tell us about it in the comments. We might retell your story next time. Thank you.